Usually you're recording right away.
No, but we were talking business. We don't know.
Usually you're just like, and we're off.
And we're off.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Solutions Brewing Podcast. There's all three of us today sitting in Brendan's backyard.
Yeah.
And we have ourselves a little collection of beers here.
Mm-hmm.
We're featuring Tool Shed on this one. So we're going with, we're trying their non-alcoholic and comparing it to their alcoholic to see what the difference is.
Yep. I think we've mentioned it many times before, but Tool Shed being one of the OG craft breweries started in the 90s in Calgary. But, yeah, we are trying their people skills and zero people skills. And then also their Red Rage.
I guess maybe if we were smarter, we probably should have drank these and then talked. But
Hey, we've done this before.
We're actually
podcasts of us drinking. It's just this time we have non-alcoholic beers as well.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and full cans too. Usually we're doing samples of him each one. Yeah.
Well, for our listeners, we're actually doing...
Happy Tuesday!
Happy Tuesday. That's why the
A
non-alcoholics
2-hour
are here.
podcast.
We're also...
Oh, I don't want to edit that.
Well, you won't, because we'll just do it all in real time.
Yeah, there you go.
But, well, since we're doing a bit of labor here at Brennan's house today, we're dismantling and taking off the side panels of the old refrigerator.
Our original fridge, yeah.
Yeah, that if you've seen us at the shows and you've seen us haul that stupid thing in and out, it's been dead for quite a while, and we're finally taking off the panels, and we'll just have the artwork left over here pretty soon. So it's what we're looking forward to. So, lots of time to drink beers, because we're going to be annoying your neighbors for like the next hour after we're done this.
We're in the garage, and it's insulated, and I'm not too worried about it.
I heard you from the front.
Meh.
Oh, no, we better cut
Noise
quick.
bylaws till 10 o'clock or 11 or something. 11.
I don't know. As soon as we close the door, it's fine, but up until that. But anyways, so the people skills, if you're listening and you've never had it, is basically just their standard patio. They call it a patio-style ale, but it's a pale ale.
Didn't they call it a cream ale?
It's a cream ale, yeah.
Is it a cream ale?
Yeah, but
I can't tell. It's so dark.
It actually says-
So we're
on the
outside
can-
in the dark because it's
On the
a
can, it
lovely
actually
night.
says patio-style ale beer.
Nope, I remember drinking this. Well, I used to drink this a lot. I don't so much anymore when I'm buying craft beers.
Well, that's because we just tend to try to go for something new, or we buy our own.
Exactly. And these guys have been around for, again, 20 plus years, so.
I wonder if this is... Oh, these are 0.5. Okay. I don't know. I can taste the difference.
Yeah, I can taste a difference.
Brendan's only cracked one of them.
It all tastes the same to
Well,
me.
we'll talk about it. I mean, the alcoholic version one is pretty good. It's nice, smooth, light, pretty tasty.
Well, it's, what they kind of built their business on was that, the Red Rage, and their, what was their other one? Was it the oatmeal stout? No.
The flat cap stout,
The
yeah.
flat cap stout, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they built their name off of.
So what is the difference that you taste, Rob?
The difference I taste is the non-alcoholic one almost tastes like a pop. Like it's a little, it doesn't taste like, you know how we had other non-alcoholic beers and they taste like very malty?
Yeah.
This doesn't get that, but to me this almost tastes like, it's like a seltzer flavored beer. Kind of like, I get like this kind of like soft drink kind of taste out of it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I put it a little differently. What I would say is that it's definitely missing like a middle part of the body. It's way smoother because it doesn't have that, again, the alcohol component. It's more like let me try it again here. It's missing that middle tongue feel almost, like the weight of it when you put it into your mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. Like to me, like it tastes good. Like it's totally drinkable. I would get one.
It doesn't help that it's not as carbed as much as the.
Oh, I don't notice that difference. If anything, I notice it maybe a little bit fizzier for me.
No, at least
but like
with
to me, it
mine.
feels like I said, like it feels like a soft drink when I'm tasting it.
Yeah, see, I'm getting less of the carbonation. What I'm getting is like it's missing a chunk of the mouth feel, and it's missing a chunk of the body of the beer. And again, it just seems like there's less carbonation.
So we've been battling for a while. What do you think, Brendan? How's it for you? I mean, it's gonna be different for everybody. So
it doesn't taste as full as the alcoholic version. It's almost a little flatter, and I keep trying to. I keep tasting it to try to catch. There's a little bit of something right on the finish. That I'm not catching right.
It's almost like a little touch of sweetness.
To me, you know what it reminds me of?
It's almost like a little bit of yeast or something. Like I get a little bit.
Really?
That's kind of what I'm getting.
To me, I almost feel like it's like a little bit like a Sprite, like a very light Sprite finish, like that. I don't know, but that's just me. Not that it's citrusy or anything like that. It's just got like that kind of like it's on the tip of the tongue kind of thing.
We should go to a beer judging competition and be a guest judge. And
oh, we'd be terrible.
If we each taste a beer and we get 3 different styles. Oh, this is clearly a red. That's a ginger ale, Brendan.
And then we were never invited back.
So it's definitely one of the better non-alcoholic beers I've had, though.
Oh, absolutely. Like you can tell that Toolshed did invest in a pretty good system for withdrawing the ethanol out of their beers.
So we're assuming this is probably reverse osmosis.
I'm not sure, but probably.
Yeah, probably. Because like I wonder, because I'm kind of going on Brendan's little track here, like it's not as full. Because I wonder with them doing reverse osmosis to pull all the water and ethanol out, that they're they're kind of pulling out some of the, because it's so hard, like they're pulling out some of those malt particles and all the other those tastes, and when they put the distilled water back in, it's losing some of that body with it as well.
No, but you shouldn't be losing any of that because water and ethanol will permeate, and that's what you're removing, but everything else should be retained, and then you're just...
Or does ethanol really add that much to the body?
No, it'd make it probably more like slick or thin.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel that like the non-alcoholic is just, it seems flatter to me.
So I think it...
But I don't know if that's carbonation.
The whole discussion on reverse osmosis was purely speculative.
We're owl exterminators.
I wonder if they use this system. Well, since they use that system. This is probably what happened. We should talk to these guys and see if they'll let us in on their process.
I'm sure Sherman will talk to us if we ask him, but yeah. He's good for that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, I definitely wouldn't mind drinking that beer. Like if that, for whatever reason, it's like, I'm gonna, behave myself tonight and just, or I only have one beer. Then
it's totally passable for beer. I think it's a great,
absolutely.
It's a great non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
What's the Village one? Their non-alcoholic series called?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I should know.
It's not One for the Road. It's something.
No, One for the Road. Those are completely non-alcoholic. Those are zero.
Yeah, those are. That's another company, actually based out of Calgary.
Yeah. The Village one, they also do.
Sorry, not Village. Shoot, because Village does Village. They do the same kind of thing as Toolshed does.
Yes,
it's their same brand, just non-alcoholic stuff.
No, actually, I think Village actually tries to brew them as non-alcoholic because I've had them and they have that like malty flavor to them.
Yeah,
so they got a different. They're the craft ones.
There you go.
Yeah,
CRFT.
Yeah. So that's that flavor I'm getting on the end is the same flavor I get in those, except it's much more pronounced in the craft ones. So this one's just a little bit, I'm struggling to describe it. It's almost. Yeah, I just kind of a yeast taste is the way I would describe it, but I get it really heavy on the craft ones, kind of on the front, and this one's just right on the tail end, and that's one of the main distinguishing features between the two beers.
You guys should try the red. Try the red.
Try the red?
Yeah, there's a big difference between the red.
It's all the way over there.
No, I gave it to you. It's right there.
So you can't
Can't see. It's
Come
dark.
on, use those giraffe arms. You're sitting on a bench. You can slide down, man.
giraffe arms.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've never heard that before?
Orangutan arms or something like that. But giraffes are. I didn't know they were.
That
known
would be
for
an
their
insult to orangutans, my friend.
Extensively long.
Our simian brothers.
Simian brothers. All right, what's this one? Zero Red Rage. We'll start with that one.
All right, so I cracked the non-alcoholic Red Rage, and it just like foamed up right away. So got my first taste.
Well,
of
they
it.
are very cold.
They were in the freezer.
Well, only
all
for a
5
little
minutes.
while. Yeah.
Oh, completely random tangent while we're tasting these beers. I saw someone on YouTube. They did basically an analysis of how to cool down. If you have a warm beer, what is the best way to cool down the beer as soon as possible? So, like putting in the freezer, putting in the fridge, putting in the freezer with like a wet towel on it, sort of thing.
You mean? I'm assuming you mean a canned beer.
Oh yeah, sorry, can.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the last one they did is there's basically a little machine you can get off of like the various websites like Amazon and all that. And basically you put a can in basically a water salt ice bath, and you put it in there and it spins
So
in
an ice cream maker.
yeah, basically, except it's instead of vertically oriented, it's horizontally oriented, and apparently that cools it down in like a couple minutes. Whereas putting in the freezer and all the rest take the freezer's the fastest, still at like 45 minutes or so, but then like putting
45
in
minutes.
The fridge,
I wait 15.
yeah. Well, it depends on the initial starting temperature was like not like chilled or anything like that. It was like 20 degrees.
It also depends how thirsty you are.
That too.
Cold enough.
But it was really
The
interesting.
next
'cause-
one will be cold.
Yeah. By the time I finish this one.
How long does it take to cool down your beer? One beer.
Yeah.
But it was interesting that just having like spinning it in the saltwater bath just cools it that much more because of its contact and stirring it around essentially without shaking up the beer.
No, that makes sense. And it reminds me of our first brew that we ever did where we packed snow around the thing to cool it down.
That did not work. I
No.
tried that.
No.
All it does is like actually
It
insulate it more.
insulates it. Then you go out 20 minutes later, you're still boiling. All right.
I remember because I tried that too one time. I was like, man, I need to chill this down faster. It's like dumping snow outside. Like, yeah. I was like, I actually had to go out there. I was like throwing snow on it to try and get it to cool down.
Throwing snow on it is fine. It's, you just need to keep adding snow so that the snow keeps melting because that's endothermic. But
Okay. I've tried both.
What do you think?
Very different.
Yeah, they are quite different.
It's way more pronounced than the cream ale.
You know what? I actually like the Zero Red Rage more than the Red Rage.
Really?
Flavor just hits me nicer. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's like a little more of a. If you want to see like, if you think like Red Rage is a full Red Rage, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's got like the alcoholic version. It's got like, I don't know, almost like a more like a
it's got some chocolate in there.
harsher, yeah, chocolate, more like a little bit more bitter too. It feels a little bit more bitter,
Astringent, maybe
a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I find that the non-alcoholic one seems smoother. Like those flavors are mellowed out. It's not as strong in that sense, and I like it. I feel like it's a lot more crushable.
All right. So since you and me are opposed today, I'm going to oppose you on this.
How could you?
Because I like the alcoholic version more because it feels like the non-alcoholic just basically removed all of the teeth out of it. Like it's so like in comparison because again those strong malted flavors in the full version, in the non-alcoholic it's more flat. It's so there's no body, there's no teeth to it whatsoever.
All right, so as opposed to comparing it to between the alcoholic and the non-alcoholic version, what if you just had two red beers
Okay.
and you weren't told either of them were whatever, alcoholic or non-alcoholic? Which would you prefer out of the two? Because I feel like that's more what Rob's getting at. He's like, he just likes the profile of the non-alcoholic.
I go with the alcoholic version. Like it's again, I'm one for strong flavors, like for strong, pronounced assault my taste buds kind of thing. And I like the stronger malt flavors on the alcoholic version versus the lack of it on the non-alcoholic. Also, I find that the non-alcoholic is flatter CO2 wise. Again,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it seems fine to me, but I actually like it because it's, I don't know, I feel like it's more crushable.
it's definitely crushable. That's for sure.
What's the difference between a summer red and a winter red?
Kind of, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of a good way to describe it. Yeah, I'd say the alcoholic version is like your winter red, and I would say the non-alcoholic is more like your summer red.
This is great because then you can drink it year round and you just transition.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And in the summer, there's more work with power tools to get done anyway, so
Yeah,
probably best to not
probably
crush
safer
it.
for the non-alcoholic one. Yeah,
You got the motorbike out, so you're driving around.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just on my tongue for whatever reason. The non-alcoholics. I just sampled the first two again. Yeah, it just feels like there's less carbonation in them. There's less. It's less. The carbonation prickliness on my tongue and down my throat.
Yeah, I think you're making things up just to...
I am not.
Rig
This
on the
is what I'm
non-alcoholics.
feeling.
I
This
feel
is
that
my
way too.
truth.
I feel that way too.
Don't deny my feelings about denying your feelings.
I will deny your denial of my denial. Special guest from next door.
Special guest, neighbor dog.
Some little Shih Tzu or Pomeranian or
they're
something.
little Yorkies or something.
Oh,
They're
okay.
cute dogs, but
That's
they,
all right, yeah.
they yap around. So I am with you, Steve. I like the full alcohol Red Rage better.
Okay.
But in terms of a non-alcoholic beer, the Zero Red Rage is among the best I've had.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're both really good. Like if you were to just hand it to me, and if I didn't know it was non-alcoholic, I would actually think it was an alcoholic beer. Like it tastes like a beer.
Yeah, so it definitely doesn't have like the just the little yips coming from next door. It doesn't have the because like I still remember the last non-alcoholic I had at that one pub, Brendan, down in where was it? Montgomery.
Oh, just down the road here.
Yeah, just down the road. Like when I had that non-alcoholic beer, because again, behaving sort of thing. Threw in a non-alcoholic, and it was for charity. You could put a ring on the wall.
That's
sort of
right. It
thing,
was a
too.
charity non-alcoholic tap.
Yeah. So I had it, and it was utterly terrible, and it was because it tasted burnt because they had done the boil method.
Yeah, that one was weird. Yeah.
And it was unpalatable. It's like, okay, like I'll choke this down, but I'm going back to, maybe a 3% beer or a 3.5% beer because they had a decent selection. Whereas with these ones,
This is the market for the 2.5% beer.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, like this definitely, I can taste the beer, and I'm getting a stronger replacement feeling. Like it's a more closely related one on the cream ales, whereas I find the red is a little too far separated from its original alcoholic version.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, like I think the flavor is pretty simple. It's just more like it's like a lighter version of it. It's like a more mellow version of the Red Rage. But I still like whatever. I mean, we can argue it all we want. It's all personal preference, right? But it's to my personal preference that this is
Red
the one
discontentment?
this is the one I would
Red
choose.
Rage? No,
Yeah.
you're wrong. Red discontentment.
Instead of Red Rage, it's just Red Pout.
Red pout,
Yeah.
red miffed,
Red miffed.
red mollified.
Pink Rage. No.
No, that'll be the special Pink Boots version of it with
Yeah, there
some
you go,
crazy
yeah.
hop blend thrown in. No, this is interesting because I'm trying to think between these 4 cans now how I would rank them. I do like the Red Rage, the full normal Red Rage the best, but I almost like the Zero Red Rage better than People Skills.
Okay, so let's say so we got 4 cans.
Yeah.
So from 1 to 4, 1 being your least favorite, 4 being your most favorite, how would you rate them? Like, so what order would you choose to drink them? From worst to last. Worst to best, sorry. Worst to best.
Worst to best.
Yeah, worst to last. Yeah, whoops. Sorry.
All right, so from worst to best, I'd probably go 0 People Skills, 0 Red Rage, Red Rage.
Steve?
I would go 0 Red Rage, 0 People Skills, Red Rage. So I put the non-alcoholics at the bottom, but definitely like, the the first one is way down, and then the other ones are kind of
wow.
and then the other ones are kind of clustered a little higher.
Wait,
up.
Way to start strong and like in
Wow.
Now I know I rated them
a
at the
dick
bottom,
move,
but let me
Steve.
just clarify. They're way at the bottom.
How far down it is. I'm a little disappointed in the non-alcoholic Red Rage.
Well, that's fine.
It's miffed red miffed.
Sorry, Tool Shed. We apologize for Steve's behavior.
And how about yourself, bro?
Yeah. For me, again, my personal preference. So I least like the Red Rage, and then I would go the 0 People Skills, and then I would drink the 0 Red Rage, and then the People Skills.
Interesting.
That would be my. Well, what do you mean? That's going to be the order I'm going to finish these.
As we continue the grinding work.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
So yeah, if anyone else has had a chance to sample both versions of Tool Shed's alcoholic and non-alcoholic beers, we'd love to hear from you. Mm-hmm. And Brendan, how would they get to tell us this time?
I don't know.
I don't know. Pressure.
Don't put me on the spot.
I thought you were going to get me again, but you didn't.
I know. I was looking. I did the old look at Steve and
I was
shift
ready.
to Brendan.
Thought I was off the hook. I was going to have another sip of beer. No, they can go to our website, www.solutionsbrewing.com. There's a contact us page there that sends us an email. No problems at solutionsbrewing.com, or through our socials, Facebook and Instagram at Solutions Brewing Co.
Mm-hmm.
Right on, everyone. Thanks for listening, and talk to you next time.
Bye-bye.
I have so many beers to drink and so much work to do.